Hey everybody, welcome back. So I've got a really cool deck profile for you today. It's the Titamon deck. Basically I put together a basic Titamon deck for you, but I'll explain like a few different things you can do in this deck as well if you want to change it to suit your area more, like to suit your locals or to suit whatever tournaments are going on around you a little bit more, because I know depending on the different regions, like in Europe Rookie Rush is big and in America Security Control is big. So how things are, I don't understand it either, but let's get into the deck profile and we'll go through some stuff very quickly now. Make sure to go to topdecktcg.com and use code BULB810 for 10% off your next purchase. To start off, I'm playing 4 of the Titamon eggs. He's the best egg for this deck, I believe. Now you can play an extra egg like a Demi-Merimon or something like that, but you kind of want to see this guy. So that's why I just play him at 4 and I don't bother with the 5th egg for now. But again, personal preference. If you want to add in the 5th egg because you're going to a lot of grind games, be my guess, I would go with the Demi-Merimon if you're going to add the 5th egg in though. Titamon, once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, trigger draw 1. Remember that, that'll be important later on. So starting off with our rookies, I have 4 of the Gabumon. He is from the structure deck and his inherit effect is very important for this deck. When attacking, trigger draw 1, trash 1. And if this Gabumon is on this egg, you attack with whatever's on top of this, then you trigger draw 1, trash 1, and then when you trash 1 you get to draw 1. So you're cycling through a lot of stuff. So he's a very, very good rookie. Next up I'm playing 2 Candlemon, just a generic rookie to be able to build up our stacks. Then I'm playing 3 of the Elecmon. On deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. It's kind of a cool effect. I'm playing 2 Gazimon for some of our tech cards, mainly for the memory boosts which have come out recently. Stops those. I'm playing 3 Labramon, trigger draw 1, trash 1, which again activates our Tsunamon, so I'm kind of keeping with the drawing and the trashing cards, which is nice. There's a lot of cards that do that, so this deck is the synergy in this deck is very good. And then I'm just playing the 1 Gyumon. On deletion, if this card was deleted by an effect, gain a memory, so a little bit extra memory, which is nice. This is the rookie lineup I went with, but if you want to change around any rookies, kind of let me know what you're thinking about, what you would think of adding in. Like you could add in more Gyumons, like put 2 and 2 with the Labramons and kind of play around with this. I find I like this one best. I would definitely keep him at 4 over all of the other rookies anyway. The level 4s in this deck are super important. They play a huge role in the, I guess you could call it a combo. So starting off, we have 4 Ginkakumon Promote. On play, he has Rush, so you can just attack straight away. There's no summoning sickness. On play, place 1 Kinkakumon and 1 Ginkakumon from your trash in this card's Digivolution line in any order. If you place 2 cards with this effect, trigger draw 1 and gain a memory. And then you also get Kinkakumons and Ginkakumons to go underneath him and get their effect. Okay, well we'll get into Ginkakumon and Kinkakumon because you can't really talk about one without talking about the other 2. So we'll have 3 Ginkakumon. So once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, gain a memory. And then if you have a Tsunamon on board as well, when the card is trashed from your hand, you also get to draw a card. And then I'll chuck Kinkakumon on the board. And then we have 3 Kinkakumon. So when attacking, you may trash 1 card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. These 3 have like huge synergy with each other. So you bring this guy out and then hopefully you've got these 2 in your trash. So that's 1 underneath and 2 underneath. Even though they're 3 level 4s, it's kind of a strange mechanism, but it is what it is. On play, he has Rush, so he can attack straight away. So ideally you'd want to be getting him on board while it's still your turn. Then you can attack with him. You get to, when attacking, trash a card, and then when you trash a card you get to gain a memory. That is pretty cool. And then if you have added the 2 underneath, you get to gain a memory and draw a card as well. Now, how do we make all of that happen? We'll talk about that in a bit. So then I have 2 Ogremon. You may trash a card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. This is just some removal on play, which is lovely. You need some removal. Then I have onto the level 5s. I have 3 Black War Growlmon. So you build up to this guy. And then main Digiburst 3. You may play 1 level 3 purple Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects on this Digimon played with this effect don't activate. So the on-play effects don't activate. That's fine. So what you would be doing is bringing back your Gyumon or bringing back a Gabumon or your Elecmon, ones with your deletion effects rather than your on-play effects. And also the Gazimon would be very useful there as well. And then when you devolve on top of him, you can delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. So that is also very cool, because as with all purple decks, the more in the trash the better. I'm playing 3 Rebellumon. When Digivolving, you may trash a card in your hand to have this Digimon gain blocker and retaliation until the end of your opponent's next turn, and this Digimon is also treated as black, so I guess you could put him in black decks as well. Blocker and retaliation is pretty cool. And then obviously when you trash a card in your hand, you can activate like Ginkakumon and Tsunamon and all that crack, so trashing cards from your hand gets kind of a chain started as well. And then the last level 5s, we have 2 Skull Greymon. This is kind of an interesting card. When you trash this card in your hand using one of your effects, you may place it under one of your purple Digimon at the bottom of its Digivolution cards. The whole thing about trashing cards from your hand, you can trash him and he has an effect when he's trashed, which is kind of new for Digimon, I think. I haven't come across it before. This is kind of my first time using this type of card, which is kind of cool. And then when attacking, you may trash one card in your hand to have the Digimon get plus 3000 DP for the turn. But going back to the first effect, when you trash it, you actually get to just put it under one of your other Digimon. That gives the Digimon retaliation. So not bad. Then what the deck is named after, we're onto our level 6s. We have Titamon, and these 3 dudes and dudettes are the main goal of the entire deck. So when Digivolving, trash one card in your hand, then you may play one purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. So when you Digivolve into this card, you're going to trash something from your hand. Ideally, you have 2 of these engrave already, or 3 of these engrave already is fine as well, or 2 engrave, 1 in hand. So then you're going to trash whichever one's not engraved into the grave, and then you're going to bring back Ginkakumon Promote. And then Ginkakumon Promote gets to add these 2 underneath it, draw a card, gain a memory. Gain a memory is important because most of the time you're going to be left on 3 from most decks, minus maybe Security Control or Musketeer or something like that. That means Ginkakumon Promote, the gaining memory, brings it back to your turn. And then once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP and security check plus 1. Cool effect, so you get a little bit extra security, which is nice. So yes, you Digivolve into Titamon for 4. So I did say you have 3. Digivolve into Titamon for 4. Then you get to bring back Ginkakumon Promote. Ginkakumon Promote puts Ginkakumon and Kinkakumon underneath it. He has Rush, which is cool, and because you've added the 2 underneath it, you get to gain a memory, draw a card. Attack using Ginkakumon Promote. When you attack, trash a card in your hand. When you trash a card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. And then when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, gain a memory. And then if you have a Tsunamon on board, you get to draw a card. So like I said, a lot of synergy going on, a lot of different things that can happen with this. There are a few puzzle pieces to be had, but you have loads of ways to get to those fast. Moving on. So then I have 2 Mastimon here as well. When Digivolving, trash one card from the top of both players' security stacks, then play 1 purple or yellow Digimon with a level of 4 or less from your trash without paying its memory cost. Now, it doesn't do exactly what Titamon does, with all the little bits and pieces, but you get to trash something from your opponent's security, so especially against Security Control, that's really, really good. And then you can bring something back with a play cost or with a level of 4 or less from your trash. So again, you can bring back the Ginkakumon Promote, ideally add these 2 under, draw a card, gain a memory, all that stuff again. Mastimon is a good second to Titamon. And ideally it will still be your turn, because if you're gaining the memory, it should go back to your turn if you were on 3 before. Then I play 1 level 7, and that is Omnimon's Work Defeat, who's great because he goes off in security, and you can Digivolve him onto your Mastimon or your Titamon and delete the Tamer. And then when it's deleted as well, you just get to delete something, and I do like that effect. Then I'm playing the purple memory boost. Does the same as all the other memory boosts. You reveal the top 4 and add a purple Digimon card to your hand, and then you obviously get the delay effect of gaining 2 memory on the turn after and beyond that you've played it. I'm playing 2 Deathclaw. You may delete one of your Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. This could be a way to get one of your Ginkakumon or your Kinkakumon into the grave, which is nice, while also deleting one of your opponent's Digimon. I'm playing 2 Underworld's Call. When you trash this card in your hand using one of your effects, trigger draw 1 card. And then you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. Again, adding into the Ginkakumon Promote situation. We've been over it a few times now. It's also cool though because it has a similar effect to the Skull Greymon. You know, when you trash it, it does something. So trashing isn't just going neg at the moment, you're actually gaining something from trashing cards. Not just with the effects, but also from the cards themselves. I'm playing one Fly Bullet just for that little bit of extra removal, just to get rid of level 6s, because sometimes you need that. And then I'm playing the one Matte Ishida, mainly just a memory fixer. So this is my Titamon deck. Now, I said that I'd give you some other information as well, which I'm going to do. I saw somebody doing something really, really cool. They put in the marker statement and then they played a delicate plan. So a delicate plan is good for if you're swinging into security with multiple attacks, none of the security triggers go off, which would be ideal for areas especially where there's security control. I think that is a really cool plan, and what you'd probably take out for it is the Matte Ishida and some of the option cards, again to your own preference for that. The other thing you can do is play Mega Digimon Fusion, Omnimon's Wart, and a White Tamer in order to play the Mega Digimon Fusion, so you can play the Omnimon's Wart for free. And that will allow you to digivolve your Sword onto your Titamon or your Mastamon. Then you can trash the top 3 cards of your deck. It brings back 2 Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less from your trash. Bring back the Ginkakumon Promote and then add these 2 underneath it. Gain a memory, draw a card, all of that correct. Then you can attack with the Ginkakumon Promote and go through all of that again. So yeah, you can add in the Omnimon's Wart and White Tamer. I don't think it matters too much which White Tamer. You could use the Manoa because she's a memory fixer as well and her effects are quite good. But also you could change up some of your option cards for Mega Digimon Fusion. Instead of Omnimon's Wart of each, put an Omnimon's Wart and maybe take out one of the Mastamons or take out another option card. So that is kind of another way to play the deck. So you can splash in some red or splash in some white. It's kind of your choice on those. So that's it for our Titamon deck. Let me know what you think about it and how you would change it. Are you going to play the white splashed in, or are you going to play the red splashed in at all? I do think the Marcus name thing is very clever. And one thing I did forget to mention is with Marcus, when you attack with a Greymon, I think you gain a memory. Most Greymons are in red except this bad boy, so Skull Greymon. So Marcus's effects go off when you attack with a Skull Greymon as well, which is kind of cool. So even though it's a red tamer, it does still have just that tiny little bit of synergy, doing something a little bit extra, not just there for show or there to play your red option cards. So again, I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.